Check, check.
Check, check.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Three Borders Sports Network. I'm Joel Schreiner, and I'm joined here by my partner in crime is Brian Watson. Brian running the board tonight. Beat up?
I'm doing my best.
Attaboy, you're getting there. We're on time tonight, though, Jeff.
I can't believe
Don't feed into him. Don't feed into him right now.
We got started on time, and we are now with the Giants Coaches Show, powered by Red River Communications, and we are live, brought to you by the City Brew. We got a nice crowd down there. Everybody give us a holler down there. You can hear us. And we're down here at the City Brew, downtown Wahpeton, and we have got our first coaches show of the winter season. Everything all right?
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Our first winter coaches show of the season here. Guys have played. You guys have played one game, but the Breckenridge side of the river has played 3 games already. So we've got some games to talk about here. But again, here at the Red River Communications Channel 125. We'd like to welcome all those folks watching on 125 too as well. And live from the City Brew, again, Kate Lockowitzer is going to be here on December 15th. Rick Adams on the 22nd. Aaron Simmons on the 29th. So some musical dates here for the City Brew fans. And also I think Hannah said that there's trivia and bingo and all kinds of other things going on too. Isn't it?
I have not been down here for bingo yet, but I want to make it for purse bingo.
I'm sure. Yeah, it's right. You need to make it for purse bingo, don't you?
I need a Christmas gift.
Yeah, okay. There you go. Some easy shopping. All right, we're going to get this started here. We are joined here now by head coach of the Wahpeton Huskies boys basketball squad, and that is Jeff Ralph. Jeff, thanks again for joining us here tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Back again after the golf season is wrapped up and the winter season has kicked in.
Yeah, what a start last night for us.
Boy, what a game. The Huskies come away with a 96-85 win over West Fargo Horace, and a nice way to start the season out for the Huskies.
Yeah, we watch the C Squad and JV games, and you wonder what's going to happen. They press full court, start to finish in both of those games, and I thought, well, if they do that to us, we should shoot a bunch of layups, and we did. We were 33 of 44 from 2-point field goals, which you shoot 75% from the field. Good things are going to happen.
That's pretty good.
We broke the press, took care of the basketball, I think 10 turnovers in the game. I mean, we did all the things that are concerning. We took care of them. Free throws I always worry about, and we were 10 of 12 in the first half. We had a stretch early in the game where we didn't rebound very well, and then we shored that up. And that's really, I told the boys today, we won that ball game at about 9 minutes to go in the first half when they shot and missed about 5 different times. They were one and done, and we went and scored and got it up to about 15-point lead. And I think that really was the ball game, because there was a couple other times in the game where that 15-point lead shrunk down to 9 or whatever, and then bang, it was right back to 15 again. So
that was a good victory here. And so what you're saying, Coach, is you limited second chance points there for them.
We did, and we didn't early in the game, and that it was maybe a 15-15 game or whatever early in the game, but after that they had no second chance points, and I think you look at it says they have 10 and we have 7, but I think those 11 offensive rebounds they probably had 7 of them in the first 4 minutes.
Okay.
And then we just shored that up, and Ethan's a big part of that, but there's also other guys out there rebounding and just clearing out so maybe somebody else can get it if they can't get it themselves. It seems like we tip the ball a lot and touch the ball, and it bats around, and then we just didn't end up with it. But once we got 2 hands on it, I really felt like, here we go, and then it kind of jump-started our offense too. Our offensive execution in transition was fantastic. Our press breaker, I mean, when you run your press breaker 30 times in a game and get it 30 times and shoot a layup 30 times, you got to be really happy with that. Yep. And I really was. And that, it's an area of concern. They're trying to make the game a scramble by all their defensive pressure, but our boys responded to that. They were the cooler heads, and they kept their wits about themselves and really were solid with the basketball. And to be pressed start to finish in the game and have 11 turnovers, I thought was fantastic. I'd take 11 turnovers in game 1 of every year from a team that's playing 2-3. I mean, you take care of the ball early, it's going to pay for you down the road.
You talked about the cooler heads and being able to control the ball the way you wanted to, Coach. I just was curious, how did they match up with you as a team as far as height-wise, age-wise? I mean, we're going to talk to Coach Watson here about the Horace Hawks and the girls' game, but how did the boys match up size-wise and age-wise?
Well, size-wise, we had an advantage. They have a 6'5" kid that plays, but Ethan did a nice job on him. But on the perimeter, they're not that big, but they're skilled, they're quick, they're athletic, they can shoot. I mean, they shot lights out last night. We were exchanging 2 for 3 quite often, and thankfully we had a 15-point lead. So
yeah, it looks like their 3-point percentage was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean they cranked up 40 of them and made 14. And when you have a team shooting that many and then they're making some, especially down the stretch, that's where it really got tight for us. But again, our kids they managed possessions and they did the little things that in a first game you wonder about. And you asked about their age. Well, we're starting a senior point guard who played behind a pretty good point guard as a sophomore, and then was our starting point guard last year. Caden Kappas was phenomenal last night. Shot the ball well from 3, got to the rim and scored. I would guess probably his high point of his career with 19 points. He was just solid all the way around. And then Caden Hockert, our leading scorer guy, and also a guy that handles the basketball. And I think they showed they were seniors, and they showed some leadership, and they showed the toughness, and they showed the strength that maybe, they had a couple sophomores, a couple freshmen. They had an 8th grader that played one heck of a half at JV and played a little bit on varsity. I mean, they have some really good guards, but I think they might run into some trouble just because of the size and strength of older players. And, when you get a 6'3" guard on a 5'7" guard who's just as quick, that's going to be a tough matchup for them. And, I think there's nothing but an upside for that Horace team. They're going to be a team to be reckoned with, and the style they play with the shooters they have is a tough style to match.
They might beat some people this winter, is what you're saying.
They will not get shut out this winter. They will beat some teams. I looked at their schedule. Man, they're running the gauntlet right now. They had us last night. They have West Fargo. I believe they have Davies. They have Red River, and maybe Cheyenne in there, and then maybe South going to Christmas right after Christmas. So they got a tough run coming. But I think there'll be some games where, because of their quickness, because of their style, and how well they shoot it, they're gonna have some teams on the ropes.
Looks like you rotated about 8 or 9 guys last night. You had 5 guys, according to my stats there. You got 5 guys in double figures, huh?
We did, and we played 8. We ran. I think we ran Caden a little bit too long in the game. We're looking for Trayton Mauk as a sophomore to play a lot of minutes. Had a nice game for us. Started out the game as every sophomore that plays a lot does. Ran around and didn't really do much, and then we got him out, got him back in, and settled down, and then he was fantastic after that. And then our freshman Braden Steffen's actually the only kid that didn't score in the game, but he was solid. He has some issues with pressure and how to handle that, but he's going to get better, and he's a kid. He's going to play. Mm-hmm. He's going to be. We have him playing 2 with Coach Caveney on JV, and then he plays 1 for me. But I really see that changing, and we need another kid to play. To give Caden a break, and we have Riley and Trey kind of rotating on that spot. But we got to have one more guy, I think, and I think Braden's that guy with his point guard skills.
Hawkert leads the way with 22 points. Caden Kappas, as you mentioned earlier, with 19. And then Jaden King, a junior for you, had a nice game last night, too, as well. Yeah,
Jaden, we talk about Caden all the time, and Caden Kappas had a fantastic game with the ball in his hands, especially with all that pressure. But I think Jaden King was a difference maker last night. Finished well around the basket. Actually, probably had 3 buckets point blank that he missed. I mean, he could have had 24 points last night, but I mean, he played great. He was good off the dribble. He went to the basket well, and then he finished when we got it to him for the most part. He had a couple misses, like I said, but he was really good, and I think that was kind of the kid that we were waiting for last year, and then he showed up at the end, but we needed it early, and it was fun to see Jaden play that well. Yeah. I mean, 22 from Caden, 19 from Cap, Jaden with 18. Man, you do that, you're going to be sitting pretty good. And then we rounded out with Ethan with 14 points and 13 boards. And
double.
Hammered one home.
Did he?
A big 2-handed dunk in the second half. Kind of a end of the game thing where this one's over now, and really did that well, and was a force inside off the dribble going to the basket, which we need him to do, and was really good with that. So then Trey with 10 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. I think still a kid that's learning the game, and still a kid that's going to get a lot better for us this year. Riley, 7 points. Clutie off the bench was 6, rebounded well, had 3 boards, and I think Jackson really fulfilled his role that we need him to play. We need him to play defense. He did a great job there. Was physical with a big kid inside, and then when we got him the ball, and he was 3 for 4, so he missed 1, but everything was in transition, going hard to the hoop, and you know what? That's what we need Jackson to do every night.
He's not afraid to go to the hoop.
No, but if we can get 6-8 points out of him, get those 3-4 rebounds, and provide a break for Caden or for Jaden and Ethan, and be productive when he's in, and he did that last night. I was really pleased with him too.
Okay. All right, Coach, anything else on the win last night? Otherwise, we'll look forward to the Friday night game here against Valley City.
No, we got Valley Friday, and you know what? We're going to have to play. I think a team that they're not just going to come here and lay down. It's not getting any easier. It's the EDC. So I'm excited. The boys were excited. How much better, Coach, does it feel to be 1-0 instead of 0-1?
It feels pretty good. I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
I mean, you go into it thinking you're going to get what you're going to get, and then when you get it, it's nice. You know, sometimes it doesn't go the way you kind of expect it to go, especially against an unknown team. We both kind of going against the same type of deal. So I don't know. It's good to be 1-0. Good to score 96 and win, right?
Wow, 96. I mean, we had 95 2 years ago and got beat by 10.
Right.
That was probably the last time we scored in the 90s. So this, I mean, they put the ball in the hoop, and we're strong with the basketball.
Yeah.
So it was fun. You know, I would bet 2-0 is even better.
Even better.
2-0's better, I can tell you that.
So just thinking of that there, too. I looked, Devils Lake beat Valley City on Tuesday night, 85-64. So Valley City gave up a few points. Maybe we'll see another 90-point night.
That'd be all right. I think if we can get 90, we probably win.
There you go.
I'd like to hold them under 80, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Make it a little easier at the end for Coach, huh?
Right.
Fun to score points.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. You got anything else for Coach? Or
No, we'll let him off the hook.
All right, we'll let him off the
He, like I said, he scored the 96 and he won.
Yep.
So I know he's happy.
There you go.
So we'll let him go.
All right, Coach. We'll be there Friday night for you at the game. So Three Border Sports will have that game on Friday night, live from Husky Gymnasium, and we'll see you then.
Awesome. Thanks.
All right, Jeff Ralph, head coach of the Huskies basketball squad. Standing in the wings here is Ryan Brandt, head coach of the BW Storm wrestling team. We'll be right back with him after these messages right here on Three Borders Sports Network.
Quality still matters. That's the difference. That's the Giants difference. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giants seeds in every bag. It's a snack all-star lineup. Giants seeds, cashews, and pistachios. Look for them at your favorite grocery or convenience store. Giants, go big or go home.
Although Digital Guru is known for computer sales and repair, did you know we also install audio and video equipment for your home or business? We install a range of security systems, including cameras and door access control. Digital Guru also offers next-generation cybersecurity, providing 24/7 monitoring and protection from today's ever-increasing cyber attacks. For more information on the services we provide, call Digital Guru or visit our website today.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Eggeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
Every bank wants you to open an account.
Sign up.
Then along come sneaky fees. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Exactly why you should compare your bank to Bell Bank. At Bell, we don't nickel and dime you with fees on things like checking accounts and ATMs. If you hate sneaky fees, switch to a bank you'll love. And give sneaky fees the boot. Bell Bank.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Giants Coaches Show. Adjust my microphone here, and we'll get going. Giants Coaches Show here, powered by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 125. That's our own exclusive cable channel, B-Dub, 125. It's all Three Borders Sports.
All the time.
All the time.
Not all the time yet.
We're working on that.
We're going to work to get it 24/7 is what we're going to try and do.
We are trying to do that 24/7. So we got a lot of content out there. And also we are live here from the City Brew. We want to thank the City Brew and Hannah for doing the hosting job here for us tonight. We got a nice fresh hot pretzel sitting over there waiting for us, B-Dub. And Coach Brandt had a couple of curds here a little while ago. So some good appetizers here at the City Brew. So joining us now here is head coach Ryan Brandt of the BW Storm. Coach, thanks for joining us again. Welcome back.
Yes, thank you guys for having me.
Year number 2.
Nope, 4.
4. Oh, that's right.
2 with the Storm.
2 with the Storm
yeah.
is what I meant. There you go. Yep. Yeah, it's year number 4 and 2 with the Storm as a consolidation. So we talked to you a little bit at the media day event that the Huskies hosted, and you got to talk to us a little bit. We met your wife. She's the coach of the gymnastics squad, and she will be with us another time. She isn't able to make it tonight, but she'll be with us maybe next time in the future here.
Yeah, she's excited to come talk about the gymnastics team in the future.
And they're having another good year here, the way it looks. I got some notes on them too as well, but looks like they're doing all right.
Yes.
But we're here to talk about wrestling. All right, Coach. Let's go back to Thursday, December 1st. The BW Storm defeated Fargo North for your first win of the year, 38-36, a tight one that you had there, but it was a triangular that I believe was hosted in Breckenridge, was it not? Or where was it?
Yep, we were in Breckenridge at home there with West Fargo and Fargo North. And it was our first win of the year. We started off a little slower, but I mean, we also have a really young team, and we're facing what I think are probably three of the better teams in the EDC to start the year. And, Fargo North, was projected to be also really well, but we matched up very well against them in that close duel. We were getting halfway through that duel, and I started realizing I was counting points in my head and matches in my head and looking, and I looked at my assistant Hunter. I'm like, we're going to need a pin here at about 195. We're going to win. If we don't get that pin, we might lose.
Okay.
And I didn't tell Miles Hinkley that before he went out, and we bumped Miles up because the guy that Fargo North had at 182, he's a stud. He's number 2 in the state right now. And I was like, all right, if we're going to win, we got to bump Miles. And Miles only weighs about 175 pounds. So he's giving up 20 pounds going up. And he went out there and he actually got us a pin. And that's what locked up the duel for us. And, he stepped up, and he's been kind of slowly starting to do that for us and taking over that leadership role that we kind of talked about at Media Day.
Yep.
And there's some other guys who have now, since we wrestled that duel in Unruh, that are kind of showing that kind of edge to them, that they're going to be our leaders and our go-to guys.
And so that kind of happened then for you as far as the pin that was needed. Miles got that pin for you.
Yeah, we don't get that pin, we don't win that duel.
That's awesome.
We had a couple other matches in there too. I mean, Riley Kappas was losing 7-2 to his kid, and he ended up coming on the top end of a scramble and ended up pinning his kid. If we don't win there, get a pin there, we lose the duel. David Erlinson got a pin for us. If we don't get a pin there, we lose a duel.
Sure.
I mean, we won 8, I think, out of the 10 matches that actually took place in that duel. But giving up 4 forfeits.
I was just going to ask you. That was a note that I made. How many forfeits did you have to give up?
We gave 4 forfeits. So, that's 24 points for the other team right there.
Wow.
So our guys battled really hard, and we won every match that we needed to win that duel. And everybody did their part, and that was an overall team win for us.
That was huge. That was very, very huge. All right, so then we're going to slide into the Unruh tournament here, the annual tournament that's hosted over here at the State College of Science. A big tournament. I don't know what were the total number of teams that were there.
We were down a little bit this year. There's a couple teams that ended up not coming. We had 10 teams with us there.
Okay.
We still had, I think the final number, we had 10 less kids than we did last year.
Oh, okay.
So we were right around the same area because, Kindred brought 3 guys last year. This year they brought 12.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of the teams that didn't have as many kids last year ended up actually having pretty close to full lineups. So it made it for a really fun and exciting tournament, and there was a lot of really good matches that happened there.
Yeah, it sounded like it was a well wrestled tournament, if I could use that term. I guess the Storm finished in 8th place there, I think, and you had some good qualifiers there. I brought the notes, but you probably got them in your head there too, Coach. If you want to kind of run through things, I'll let you do it there and talk about what happened there with the Storm at the Unruh tournament.
Yeah, we finished 8th out of 10 teams, but we were only a half a point behind Sisseton. Sisseton had 3 guys in the finals, and we had none. So, they had a lot of extra points they could earn in those last couple of rounds, and we were kind of just sitting there watching. We were ahead of them going into the final round or to the final matches or whatever. But then I think their last kid that wrestled ended up winning, so that's where they kind of pulled back in front of us as a team. But individually, we had Tyler Birchall at 106. He's a 7th grader that we're kind of been putting in situations to see how well he responds to him. And, he's young. He's got a lot of promising talent, but, he's running into kids that have more experience than him.
Yeah, and you talked about that at Media Day, too. I remember you mentioned him, and, it's just 7th grader is tough to go into that kind of situation. And maybe here was a good little get your feet wet kind of thing.
Yeah, and, yesterday they had 2 days ago, Monday, they had a middle school tournament up in Fargo that we sent all of our young guys to, and Tyler and Jordan Kappas did really well up there. They ended up winning their brackets. So that was, I think, a good motivation for them that, you know, that's the level that you should be wrestling, and we're putting you up at a different tier level, and they're responding really well to it right now.
Yeah.
And then we had Coleman Barth at 126. He placed 5th out of his bracket. He did really well. He does a lot of really good things when he's wrestling. He has such good technique. It just, when he gets tired, it kind of starts getting a little sloppy. And, you know, he's been pushing himself the last couple of weeks, and with his weight cut that he's been trying to do, he's trying to manage that as well. So that's still a learning curve for him, but I think, you know, as the season goes on, he's just going to keep continually getting better and better and better, and he's going to be a tough kid to beat toward the end of the year.
Okay.
Riley Kappas, and also placed 5th at 132. He's another scrappy kid for us. You know, last year as a 7th grader, wrestled varsity for us at 113 and 106. 1 round away from placing last year. You know, he came in, put on some weight this year, and he's been wrestling really tough against, I would argue to say, everybody he's wrestled is bigger than him.
Yeah.
So, you know, he has a technique to compete with all of them. The strength, maybe he's behind a little bit on these older kids that he's wrestling, but, you know, he doesn't quit fighting against anybody he goes out there against. And he actually ended up wrestling the kid from Fargo North that was beating him, that he ended up pinning in our duel, and ended up pinning him in the first period this time, and just dominated him the second time they wrestled.
Good for him.
And then Weston Jensen also placed 5th at 145. You know, Weston's been tough. He's 5-3 this year. 2 of his losses are to top 4 ranked guys in the state of North Dakota. He's knocked off the number 3 ranked kid in North Dakota at 138 already this year. He lost to a kid from, I believe, Brookings this weekend. You know, he's tough. He's scrappy. And he's always in your face. He's never stopping.
Yep.
Even no matter if you're beating him 14-1, he's going to be right in your face. He's going to make you push yourself to a certain spot in the match. And then we had Christian Cass. You know, he lost 2 matches. He ended up having to wrestle Weston, which is tough and which kind of happens at tournaments. Sometimes you wrestle your teammates. And then David Erlinson at 170. He placed 4th. He was our highest placer. For being a freshman, he doesn't look like a freshman or wrestle like a freshman.
You sure don't.
He definitely has all the genes his brother had, all the genes all of his brothers have had. You know, he's a big, physical, you know, kid, smart on the mat, knows where he's at, knows what he wants to do all the time. You know, he's been injured since football a little bit, so we've been kind of treating him and nursing his knee back to full health, so his condition isn't the best right now, and that's kind of where you see him kind of getting a little struggle. He'll compete for 2 periods, and that 3rd period he kind of starts slowing down a little bit, but gosh, he's so good. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with at the end of the year, too. And then Miles Hinckley at 182, also placed 5th. Like I said before, you know, he's somebody who's kind of taken those steps to be a leader on our team. You know, I think he enjoys being the underdog and, you know, not being looked at as somebody who's maybe as good. But, you know, he's just like Coleman. He does a lot of really good things for us. You know, he gets in certain situations and you're like, oh, I don't know if he's going to come out of this, and all of a sudden he gets a takedown or he earns points out of it, and we don't really know how.
How it came about.
Yeah, you know, he likes being in a funky situation, and it's kind of where he thrives. And, you know, we just kind of let him do him when he's there and not really try to correct him all that much. And then Logan Schwartz at heavyweight, he also placed 5th. This was a good tournament for him. He's kind of been wrestling some really tough competition. You know, Fargo North heavyweight is number 3 in the state. Grand Forks Central heavyweight is number 2 in the state. So, you know, he's wrestled some pretty top-tier competition the last couple of matches. And this tournament, we really worked on some things that, you know, we'd like him to use, but he doesn't necessarily always go to them. And he did really well at listening to Coach McCall and myself this weekend and the other coaches. And, you know, it showed his 5th place match. He wrestled a really good match against the kid. Ended up winning 16-4 and did, you know, a lot of really good things. Had the kid on his back multiple times. So, yeah, no, it was an overall really good weekend for us.
I was going to say, you know, it 8th place out of 10 doesn't sound like it's a fantastic finish, but when you've got that many guys finishing in 5th place and in a 4th place with David, those guys in 5th place, they ended on a win, which is a positive thing too as well. So they came all the way through that consolation bracket and got the W.
Yeah.
To get that, and several W's to get there. So,
yeah. I mean, that's really, I mean, when you look at for wrestling, when you look at like placing and points for teams, you know, a lot of times teams lose positions in like a points race based off of placing rounds. And our guys, outside of, David had a really tough 3rd and 4th place match. But we won 4 out of our 5 placing matches, or 5 out of our 6 placing matches, which is really good for us. And I think some of our guys placed higher than what they were seeded. So, I thought we really rose to the occasion this weekend, and we wrestled really tough against a lot of really good competition that came here.
Well, it's funny that you segue into that. You said you faced a lot of good competition last weekend, and just looking here, Coach, I see your schedule on Friday and Saturday. You're back up to Grand Forks for another tournament.
Oh, yeah, we go back to Grand Forks. We go to Grand Forks or Troma. That's always a pretty tough tournament for us. We start off with Bismarck Century, which is number 2 or 3 team out of the West right away. And then after that, we're either going to get Fargo Davies, which is a top team in EDC, or we'll end up with Bertha Hewitt Burndale, which is a Minnesota team that I know pretty well, and they got some pretty big studs over there too. So we don't have an easy weekend coming up here, but I think my kids are ready to wrestle, and I'm excited to see the challenge and see how far they can go this weekend.
Well, maybe we'll talk to you next week about a couple of positive, good stories for the Storm.
Yes.
All right, B-Dub, you got any questions for Coach?
No, I don't. I'm good. I'm trying to keep things on track over here. So.
Yeah, you're just trying to push buttons and keep everybody in line, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to just keep us afloat here.
All right, well, that's good. Coach, you got anything else there? Good luck to you and the boys on Friday and Saturday.
Yep. No, I ain't got anything else. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, appreciate you coming in, and next week maybe Grace will come with you.
Yes, I think she's excited to do that.
All right, awesome. All right, head coach of the BW Storm wrestling team, that's Ryan Brandt. Sitting in the wings, we have Mackenzie Broadland of the BW Blades girls hockey team. We'll talk to her coming up next, right after this on Three Borders Sports Network. Have you ever considered chiropractic for your family? Dr. Andrea and the staff at Hornstein Family Chiropractic love to see families. With 16 years of experience seeing brand new babies, pregnant women, toddlers, teens, athletes, she cares for your family like it's her family. Join Hornstein Family Chiropractic at 715 Dakota Avenue in Wahpeton, and we will help your family grow up healthy. Call 701-672-1300 for the next soonest available appointment, because at Hornstein Family Chiropractic is a family affair.
Thank you, Andrea.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain Hefty Seed never changes. Red River Grain Hefty Seed works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain Hefty Seed has been saving farmers money for years. For all your grain and agronomy needs, stop in or call the friendly staff at 643-3738 or visit them online at redrivergrain.com.
A local insurance team ready to serve you. American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates, providing home, auto, life, farm, and business insurance. As residents of your community, they understand how important it is to be there for you, their trusted friends and neighbors. Together, they're building strong partnerships that help everyone succeed. American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates, a proud supporter of high school athletics.
And we hope to see you at American Family Insurance, Miller Associates.
Since 1987, Red River Valley and Western Railroad has served North Dakota and Minnesota with over 500 miles of track. Red River Valley and Western handles shipping, freight car repair, storage options, and now transload services. With over 30 years of experience in the railroad industry, they know dependable service is what you strive for. Red River Valley and Western is proud to be a part of the community since 1987. Thrivent and Will Ulick provides clarity for where you are today, confidence for where you go tomorrow. At Thrivent, Will Ulick can help you address a variety of complex subjects to meet your unique wealth management needs, from retirement planning to investment management and estate planning. Thrivent. What are you invested in? Thrive with purpose.
I'll help you out a little bit.
Well, I had it, but it's all right.
I knew you had
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I'm just trying to help you out there a little bit. Welcome back to the Three Borders Sports Giants Coaches Show here, brought to you by Giant Seeds and Snacks, and we're powered by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 125. And we're also brought to you here live at the City Brew in downtown Wahpeton on 4th Street and 2nd Avenue. It's a pretty hopping place tonight.
Yeah, it was busy when we got there. I got lucky. I got the VIP parking right out front.
I saw that. Your rig is sitting right out front.
Yep.
And we're now joined by head coach of the BW Blades girls hockey team, Mackenzie Broadland. Mackenzie, welcome again.
Hello, thanks for having me back.
All right, so Mackenzie, you brought your own cheering club down there. I heard them earlier.
They're down there.
There they are. It's your co-ed volleyball team, is that it?
Wednesday nights.
Or women's volleyball?
Co-ed.
Co-ed volleyball team tonight. So they're down there having some refreshments, I would assume.
Yep, they're hydrating for our game.
Hydrating, there you go. You were down there earlier, I assume.
Yep.
Atta girl. Well, have a good time, everybody, and thanks everybody for joining us here at the City Brew. And Coach Broadland, again, you've already got a good start to the season here already. You've got 5 games?
5, yep.
5 games in already here, and the records.
6, actually, I lied.
Is there? Well, there's one that's not on there.
There was a JV game on our schedule. That's probably not on our normal schedule.
Probably not on that one,
Yep.
yeah. So came away with a couple of wins. Let's talk about those. First one against Detroit Lakes back on November 22nd. You took on Detroit Lakes, and your first win of the season, a 9-0 win.
Yep.
If I saw it right in the Daily News, and Robert Wanick does his reporting correctly, which I'm sure he does, 68 shots on goal.
Yes, that sounds right. I think
That's pretty
correct.
crazy.
Yeah. I think they were trying to break 70, but we weren't quite there. But it's definitely still a good effort by our team. So.
Well, I know you had a lot of highlights in there too as well, and I know I talked to a couple of the girls at the media day, but you go ahead and recap that one a little bit. I think Ivy had a great game, Kennedy had a great game, Allie Hare had a great. Just go ahead and talk about the girls and how good they did.
Yeah, it was just an all-around good team effort for that game. Losing our first 2, I think, going off of that, I think we were just ready to, go out there and show what we can really do. And Detroit Lakes was a really good game to, kind of warm everything up. And these first 5 games, we've just been really trying to catch our flow from last year. Just being off the ice for a few months can be really difficult to kind of get back in the swing of things and get going again. And Detroit Lakes was a really good game for us to do that.
Yeah, and I think if I remember correctly too, talking to Kennedy, I think she had a hat trick. If that's is that the right?
I can't even remember.
The wrong game, right game.
Probably the right
Kennedy
game.
Schuler had a hat trick.
Yes,
there.
that sounds right. Sorry,
Ivy Oshaw had her first varsity goal, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, she had 2 that night actually, so she was pretty pumped about that. So.
Yeah, good for Ivy.
Yeah.
And good for all the girls. And trying to remember who else was there. Allie Hare was there, and who was my 4th one that was there?
Reagan.
Yes, Reagan Wohlers was there. She had a great game too.
Yes, yeah, she's been doing a really good job.
Yep, so good win there. And then you follow that up on November 29th, a week later, with a win against Morris Benson, and 11-1 win there.
Yeah, definitely.
And that was down there.
Yep, yeah, that was an away game. Definitely another good game for us to, work on our flow. That's what we've been working on in practice, is just really kind of simplifying things and getting our flow and positioning has been huge, especially in the defensive zone against the harder teams that we've been playing, that we've been really focusing on, just making sure we're in the right spot and stopping those scoring opportunities from the other team. So Morris Benson and Detroit Lakes were really good games for us to kind of work on that.
Yeah, you got the offense going, obviously, in those 2 games, 9 and 11, so you had 20 goals in the 2 games and the 2 wins there. But even on the losses there, unfortunately, the defensive side of the puck, you gave up 10 early to Crookston and 7 to River Lakes and another 7 here to East Grand Forks. But, you're working on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would definitely say those games, the scores definitely don't reflect, to me anyway, reflect how we played.
Okay.
Like last night, for example, our 7-2 loss against East Grand Forks, we went out in the first period. We scored first, and we held them. We were 1-0 for the whole first period. And we're running 3 lines of wings and 2 centers, and East Grand Forks is running 4 full lines. So that's another issue we've been running into, is getting tired halfway through the second period, and we just really run out of gas. I mean, the girls are still going out there and giving it their all.
Sure.
But ultimately, we just don't have the legs to kind of keep up with those bigger teams. So it's not necessarily that we're playing bad. It's just we get tired. So definitely been working on that.
What did we call it last year? You had a term for that. It wasn't shorthanded, but it was a short bench. Is that what it was?
Short bench.
Short bench.
You got to start writing stuff down.
I can't remember what fast water is anymore. So how do you think I'm going to try to remember
That was a
something
long
on the
time
ice?
ago.
Yeah, that
There's
was
so
a
much
long-
hockey jargon to keep track of.
Oh
so.
man, but it was such a treat to broadcast a couple of the games for the girls last year, and when they sat down at media day, they were so excited and pumped to talk about hockey.
I
and,
know. I was glad you guys were able to have them. That was
That was
exciting
cool.
for me to watch them instead of them watching me. So
Well, that's good, and we appreciate them too as well. And all right, Coach, just taking a look at the section standings here. You're in Section 6A. Dumb question from the announcer guy again. You're eligible this year for playoffs, correct?
correct. Yes.
So you will be playing in the playoffs at one point or another here
Yep.
at the end of the season.
That's new to us this year, but we're excited for it.
Yeah, because last year you were new to the Minnesota
Yep.
hockey and had
So
to.
we weren't eligible yet, but
Correct.
we
So
did
this year
we did
we
our
are.
part, and now we're ready.
We did our penance, and here we
Yep.
are. Well, that's good, but that's really out there looking ahead. But I wanted to make sure that I said that right and
Yes.
talked about that here in the future. You're sitting at 1-1 right now in the section here, according to what I have here for standings, and so hopefully things keep improving there for the Blades.
Yep. Definitely.
All right, so coming up here, Coach, you're going to Prairie Center, the way it looks.
Yep. Tomorrow we're heading to Prairie Center.
That is
and-
tomorrow, yeah.
Yep. So hopefully that'll be another good game for us. We beat them both. We might have only played them one time last year, but I know we won that game. So hopefully another good game for us tomorrow. We had a good practice today, so hopefully we really just focus on those things we need to work on and move forward from there.
That's awesome, and I see Prairie Center sitting toward the bottom of the 6A standings, but you're traveling to their house, and you can't look at that record. You got to go out there and just play hockey.
Definitely, yeah.
All right. Coach, you got anything else for Coach?
No, we're going to do a couple of those games.
Yeah.
We have a couple of them on the schedule, and I am just looking forward to see those girls on the ice.
Yep.
It was nice to have them on the media day show, and then get to know a couple of them through volleyball. So,
Yep.
yeah, excited to see them on the ice.
All right, Coach,
Great.
anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
Hey, good luck to you and your volleyball squad down there.
Thanks. Go Rottweilers.
Go Rottweilers. There they are. They're cheering it up down there. All right, Coach Mackenzie Broadland, head coach of the BW Blades girls hockey team, joining us. And hopefully we'll see you and talk to you about a win against Prairie Center next week.
Sounds good. I
All
hope
right,
so.
Coach. All right, Coach. Thanks very much. And waiting in the wings is Austin Emdeck, head coach of the Cowgirls basketball squad, coming up next right here on Three Borders Sports Network.
Here at the Amanda Frederick State Farm Agency, we do our best to make insurance a little less insurance-y for you. Hi, this is Amanda, your local State Farm agent. You've probably seen our team out and about volunteering in the community, participating in local events, and just doing our all-around best to support and encourage a healthy, vibrant community. Stop into our office sometime and find out why we've been consistently voted best insurance agency in the Valley and why State Farm has been a trusted household name in insurance for 100 years. We hope to meet you soon.
OSPTI offers pediatric physical, occupational, and speech therapy. We work with children of all ages that have a variety of conditions that may limit or delay their functional activities. Through therapeutic play, our goal is to help each child participate alongside their peers to their full potential.
Bold Print in Wahpeton is your local provider for all of your printing and promotional needs, including custom decals, which is a great way to promote your business. Bold Print also has custom framing and unique personalized gift ideas. Don't trust your family photos to an online company. Use Bold Print for all of your custom framing and canvas printing. Give them a call today, 701-642-2188, or check them out online, useboldprint.com.
Oh, here we are. Don't you love live TV?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's pretty
good.
good.
I guess we're back.
Welcome back to Three Borders Sports Network, everybody. And we are on the Giants Coach Show here. We're powered by Red River Communications and our own cable channel. That's channel 125 on Red River Communications cable. And if you have any Red River Communications cable, you can catch us on 125 for all of our live events, and hopefully soon 24/7.
Yeah, we're working on that. It's gonna be good when we get that going.
Yep.
It'll be nice.
And of course, we are always here live here this year from the City Brew in downtown Wahpeton. And Hannah and the crew have provided some cheese curds and a fresh hot pretzel. It won't be hot by the time
It won't
we
be
get
hot
done.
by the time we get to it, but
And maybe Coach will eat some of that.
cheese
before he
curds are
leaves.
always good. I'm
Oh,
not
mine
from
need help you
Wisconsin,
out.
but
Looks
I'm
good.
good with that.
Yeah, it is really good. So the cheese curds are good too as well. So the City Brew treating us well. They got a lot of entertainment coming up here in December, and they've got some bingo nights and some trivia nights and all kinds of fun things going on here at the City Brew. All right, we're joined now by head coach of the Cowgirls. That's Austin Emdeck. Austin, again, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, fun to be back.
Yeah, we're glad to have you, buddy. What a great start to the season for the Cowgirls. 3-0 here to start, and we'll talk about each game a little bit here in depth, a little bit more in depth, but you got to be feeling good coming in at 3-0.
Yeah, I kind of said before the season, I don't know exactly how this team's going to mold or what our identity is going to be, or, it's just kind of question marks. You graduate 3 really good players that played a ton of minutes, so but yeah, we've been playing really well. I think the one word maybe that I would say right now is just selfless. Right? They are just making the extra pass. They're hitting the open girl. Definitely, things to improve on. We're early in the season, and we're a team that is still building that chemistry. But we've been playing really well so far. Executed some things really well, and work on the things that are okay as of right now. So.
Yeah, it's been a good season, and. I obviously know most of these girls from the volleyball squad, and of course from last year basketball, on as many games as I covered for the Cowgirls last year. And this is just dumb old me, I am pleasantly surprised with the quality of basketball I'm seeing out of these girls.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's just a fan standpoint.
Yeah, we got good athletes.
Yes,
We got good athletes. We're maybe lacking in size. Addie and Grace and Aaron Bloff is coming through the wings are about it for size. Jaylee Ernst gives us some size. That JV Leffel will get in a varsity jersey this year, but we've got a lot of guards. A lot of guard play, which you don't have the bigs, you have the smalls, so you got to work with what you got. So we're just trying to spread it out and use our athleticism and let the girls play. And I can't complain as of now. It's
some
been,
of your rotations.
3-0, right?
And I was able to watch the Morris game. Of course, I did that play-by-play for that one, and I think you had one rotation in there where you had 4 guards in there, and just Addie Twidwell, I think, was your big. So otherwise, everybody else was small.
And Abby Johnson played point guard for us the majority of her career. Now we have her playing the 4 a majority of the time, starting at the 4. So that's something she took on full stride, and credit to her just being a really team first player. And in that senior season, I think something connects with a lot of kids when they hit that senior year. And not that she wasn't before, but just that's again the selfless word, right? Yeah, I'll move positions. Yeah, I think that would be great for the team, and so far so good.
Yeah, and I think they adapted well to that even during the volleyball season, as you were a fan there too of that as well. All right, let's take a look here. You took on Morris area and Chickayo, Alberta in the first game, 49-35 victors, and a nice, well-played game and good defensive game for the Cowgirls.
Yeah, played pretty well. Morris has a pretty solid player, and the college coach's daughter over there, Maddie Grove. And we kept her to 6 points in the first half, but she ended up with 17. But Parker did a really good job guarding her. Sydney, Jonica, couple switched off when Parker needed a breather, but really good defense there. Held her in check, did enough, and then on the scoring end, in the early games, you never know where it's going to come or what are your percentages going to be. And we've had a tough time taking the lid off at times, but in that game, Parker shined on both sides of the court, and she drops 20 for us, which was a career high for her, which was really cool to see. Just in that early game of. Yeah, she's a freshman. She's been playing for a couple of years on varsity now, but, here she is. Just a cool statement game. Jonica handled the ball very well in that game, chipped in 9 points. Addie had 8 from the post. And a couple of people talked to me like, Abby only had a couple. It's like, that's fine. She that's going to come. She took her shots. They were good shots. And again, we shared the ball and we took the shots that came to us. And it was a really good quality first win.
For your Abby Johnson fans, stay tuned here as he goes through the next few scoring lineups. But anyway, Again, you mentioned Jonica Bernatus and how she's come along too. I just wanted to mention her. I know we talked about her in the post game that night about how she handled the ball for the Cowgirls and the great job she did with that as far as managing the ball.
Yeah, I'd go as far to say that she's elite, right? She's got elite ball skills. She, she can handle things on a string at all times. She handles it well. We saw a little bit of a press in our most recent game. I won't jump the gun quite yet there, but she handled the press really well there too. And just seeing flashes from a lot of players that are playing really well. Again, not trying to do too much, playing as a team.
All right, so let's flip the page there, Coach. You go to Dilworth Glendon Felton on December 1st. A nice 11-point win there for the Cowgirls up in Dilworth, or was it Glendon, I guess, wasn't it?
Yep.
And up in Glendon, and again, a nice win for the Cowgirls, and you can just go ahead and hit the highlights on that one.
Yeah, they got a new gym there. So it was their first basketball game in the new gym, so that was kind of cool to be a part of that and play, and obviously I always get a win out of there. That was fun. Parker had 12 again in that game, but then the other freshman who we just mentioned, Jonica, had a great game, 19 points, hitting step backs and coming off screens and making good reads. Abby had 10.
How many threes did Jonica have?
1, 2, 3, 4. She had 4 in that game. Yep. Addie chipped in 12. Abby had 10. Cindy Roberts chipped in 7. Kelsey had 3. And I'm going to stop there because I think that's one thing I want to make sure I don't forget tonight. Kelsey's playing really, really good basketball for us. And I think was it after the first game I maybe talked to you about that, how you see 4 in the scorebook or in the box score and you go, okay, that's a good, solid game. But she's doing more than that. She's creating opportunities for everybody else. She's getting into the lane. She's playing some good ball-strong defense and getting deflections and steals. And now in the most recent game, she hits 2 threes, and she's really feeling comfortable with her 3-point shot. So if that comes along, another sweet, cool thing to have happen in your senior year, and she's starting off strong and hopefully keeps building on that. And it's been fun to see her play this year.
Good for her. So again, a good rounded. What'd you have there? 4 or 5, 4 in double figures there. Yep.
I
think so.
4 in double figures. Yep.
A nice rounded out offensive game here for the Cowgirls.
And in the DGF, the last thing I'll say on that one too is they have a really good post player who's also a freshman. Big, tall, strong, athletic, and kind of does a little bit of everything. And she got in some foul trouble early on, which I think ended up playing a big role throughout the course of that game. Sure. But when she was in there, Addie did a pretty good job. Grace Miranowski, another senior coming off the bench and playing a defensive, clean up the glass type of role for us, is doing a good job with that too. So they took their turns on her and had a few runs, and they did a very good job defending a very, very skilled player from DGF there. So that was promising too, where we don't have a ton of depth at that position, so if foul trouble becomes an issue, it's who's going to be the next one to step up, and they both did a very good job that night.
So sitting at 1-0 in the Heart of Lakes right now currently, so good for you guys. Congratulations to the Cowgirls. And then just last night over at Cowgirl Gymnasium here, you took on CGB, Clinton Graceville Beardsley, and another nice win for the Cowgirls, 18-point win.
Yeah, the lid kind of came off the bucket. It felt like for the first true time this year, instead of a couple individuals doing well, it just seemed everybody was getting good shots and hitting shots. Put 43 points up in the first half, and played really, really well. And again, really even scoring down the line from that. I'm just going to go through the whole book because almost everybody that got in put one in the bucket. So Kelsey Sorrell had 8, and I said the 2 threes in the first half, which were huge. Jonica with 11, Parker 16, Grace 5. Grace Nicholson is with 5, Abby Johnson 8, Cindy Roberts with 6, Emily Gowan hit a 3, Twidwell had 12, and then Grace Miranowski had 4. So just a real well-rounded scoring game from the team, and played really good basketball in the first half. Second half, one of those games where you build a big lead, and great teams got to put 2 halves together. That's kind of what we've been talking about last night and today. But first half, you absolutely just controlled the game, played very, very well, hit good shots, and rebounded the ball fairly well. Got out in transition, did a lot of little things well that we talked about preparing into that game.
Yep. So it was a nice win there for the Cowgirls. I see, and you mentioned it earlier too, 43 points in the first half. That's a pretty good half of basketball when you get 43 on the board in the first half.
Yeah, 5 threes, and the rest come from getting really good layups, basically open layups uncontested at times, and then hitting the free throw line. So it just came from all areas of the court, which was good to see too.
So I'm sure you feel like Coach Watson does. If you put 70 up on the board for a total, you probably should win the game. You hope you win.
We need to win those games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If you're scoring 70, hopefully your defensive effort can do enough there to keep you in those games. And this is the last year without the shot clock for us, which I don't know. I feel like it's not going to play as big of a role as some people think, but
It won't.
yeah. But
I mean-
some teams it will. You know.
Yeah, there's a few, but I came from a state where I played with the shot clock, and then when I got into coaching, I was in a league that was really good. I was a JV coach, and we didn't have a shot clock, and I felt like we could hold the ball or whatever. And then when I came here, again, EDC being a good league, my first year I felt like I really didn't want the shot clock. But then once we started playing with it, I can't see ever playing without it again. I really can't.
And I think it's just like it's a good way to teach the game to high school
Yeah.
kids too, and
Yeah.
just I just like the flow of the game. It
Yeah.
makes it more interesting.
Yeah.
There's a couple teams that we still run into each year that will run the four corners on you if they get up a couple points or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
But other than that, I don't think it's going to play.
I don't
a
think
huge
so.
role.
I do. I feel like I just don't feel. I can't see coaching without it. And there's been some talk in Illinois and some other states of whether it's needed across the board in high school sports. And right away, people say no, leave it alone. It's needed so that a game can be a game. I'm all for strategy when you're maybe overmatched a little bit, but it just takes away from the game, the fan experience too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been to a couple games. My son-in-law coaches, and last year I went to a game and they were playing, and the opponent went into 4 quarters. They chewed up, almost most of the second half, and they were down. And he stayed back in his zone and let them chew up the clock, and they ended up winning the game. But it was tough to watch.
Yeah, was it the year before COVID or right after the Minnesota boys basketball state tournament? Well, 2 really talented teams that people are showing up to watch and want to see that game. They ended up holding the ball, and it was like 29 to 26 or something.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's
frustrating.
That's not basketball,
No,
But I think it was a big win for the state of Minnesota to get that in there, and we're excited about it. So.
All right, and then just quick, I think you said after the game to me, the Morris area, they're using it in their current conference games. They all agreed to using a 30-second clock already.
Yeah, they kind of went up to, I think, probably most conferences. Had the same questionnaire for us. They sent out to the conference coaches whether we were for it. I know we don't have them installed yet.
No.
And then I know another school or 2 didn't either, so that was kind of the stop on that one. Otherwise, I think we probably would have been in the same boat.
Sure.
We will be playing some non-conference games. Not this Saturday, but next we play Minnewaska up at Concordia. We'll be using the shot clock there.
Our game will have it. We're home this year, so we'll have it.
Our game will have it. When we play Rothsay, when we're going to Rothsay over Christmas break, they're going to have it. So there's a couple games here and there. Coaches just reach out. We're using it. Let me know if you're not against or if you're not for it. But otherwise, we're going for it. It's absolutely every time. Let's use it. So.
Will the JV be able to, or are they going to play under the 30-second clock as well?
So next year, yes. For a lot of these games that people are setting up, for the most part, I'd say no.
No, but next year the JV will be under a 30-second clock.
Don't quote me, but from what I understand, yes.
Okay. Yeah, that question came up.
35-second, I believe.
35.
I believe it's 35.
Okay. All right, Coach, and then coming up now, you got more Heart of Lakes battles coming up on Thursday. Tomorrow night, you've got to go to Holly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Holly, so far, they're undefeated as well.
Yeah, and they're always a solid team. Holly's one of those perennial HOL schools that are going to be in the mix at the end of the year. Still solid, great coaching, really fundamental type of team. So it's a really good test for us, I think, at this point in the year. Kind of test the waters and see, we're 3-0, but where are we actually? And I'm really excited for tomorrow night. Like I said, good test. I think the girls are up for it. They're jacked up. Good day of practice. Ready to rock.
And I think Tuesday night coming up before we meet again next Wednesday here at the Coach's Show, you'll have Barnesville too. So 2 Heart of Lakes opponents, 2 AA opponents, and it'll be a good test for the Cowgirls, like you said.
Yep, and those 2A wins are nice for us when the state of Minnesota still uses the QRF. So those conference games kind of are added a little bit there too, which is fun. Adds to it. Not now that we don't see those teams in playoffs anymore, being down at 1A. So I'm glad we were able to stay in the conference and play those traditional schools that we've always played. And that Barnesville rivalry is always a great one. So looking forward to that. But
both away. Barnesville's home.
Barnesville's home.
Barnesville's home.
I told the girls kind of this. I've been saying a lot, 1-0. Just 1-0, one game at a time. Looking at Holly right now, and just take care of business there, and win or lose, even after that, it's still just 1-0, right? Go seize the next one. So
that's where my partner gets upset with me when I start looking too far ahead into the schedule. But that's what I got to do. I got to get up the hype. I mean, we're going to be broadcasting that game too against
one
Barnesville.
game at a time, Joe.
I know,
one at a time.
I got to settle down. All right, you got anything else for Coach?
You kind of touched on it a little bit. You talked about being 3-0, and are you where you think you should be? I mean, given the games that you've played and what you have ahead, not that we want to look ahead, but are you where you should be?
I think so. I thought DGF was a good tester game for us at the time, second game of the year, and having a really good post player and a couple, complimentary players. So good, take care of business there. And then I think Holly, like I said, is the next one to really see who are we, where are we, are we, really this great team as of right now. We got some things. We got to rebound the ball better. We got to be in better position defensively. We gave up 33 points last half, second half last night. We can't be doing that. So there are plenty of things to work on. But I think the girls are ready for it. They want to embrace it. So I think like the attitude and the energy in the gym and where we're at right now as a team is in a positive direction. And if we can keep that going, I think it's going to be a really, really fun year.
Yeah, with you having low numbers, there's some good things, there's some bad things that come with that. But there's some good things that come with it, and it sounds like, some of that selflessness is helping with that and having some of that energy in the gym.
Yeah.
Having that small number, and, girls still have to compete, but it seems like it's producing for you.
And the older kids kind of showing the younger that this is how we do things.
Yeah.
Carrying that tradition, I guess, if you will, through and helping them out there. And we got some 8th graders coming up and playing JV that are the wheels are spinning real fast sometimes, but we've seen some really good things on the court too. And the varsity girls are, hey, no, this is what we do in this drill, and come on, here we go. And when I don't have to teach that stuff or coach that stuff, that's when I go, let's note that down, right? That's awesome to see.
Pretty cool.
So hopefully it keeps going and keep that energy going that way. And it always helps when you're winning, though, right?
Absolutely.
And when you're 3-0, it all helps. So. We'll see what tomorrow brings.
Well, hopefully we can talk about a couple more wins when you're here next week, Coach.
Yep.
All right. I should say, too, I saved, if the girls aren't in condition when you guys play the Wapbrec game, it's partly because of me. I made 2 free throws and saved them some running. So they asked me to shoot their free throws. They asked me to shoot free throws for them to see if they'd have to run or not. And I thought they all thought they were going to run, but I made 2 in a row, bud.
You hit the rim?
Joe stepped up and just smacked them both.
I did.
First one was swish, just
How
nothing
about
but
that?
net.
Second one bounced a couple of times, but it fell through. So
Did you open your eyes?
I did.
Yeah.
Even used my left hand.
There you go.
Yeah, I thought I asked him, you using the wrong hand? That was the right one.
He's a lefty.
All right, Coach.
They got their run in before that, Joe. You missed out on that. They were
I
struggling.
did see some of that.
Yeah.
I did see some
You
of
saved
that.
them.
I think I maybe did. They were all happy. They all high-fived me afterwards,
Yeah,
so
that
I
was
must have
cool.
did something right. So it was very cool. So good bunch of girls. All right, Austin Emdek, head coach of the Cowgirls basketball squad. I think Jordan Christensen is here somewhere. And he is
Probably
scheduled
down there talking to Hannah.
I suppose he's down there eating something. And Jordan Christensen is scheduled to be up here next. If not, we'll talk to Pete. Oh, there he is. He's waving. So he's on his way up. So we'll be right back with Cowboys head coach Jordan Christensen right after this.
Insurance is an important safety net for your family, your home, and your business. Carlson Family Insurance Agency is your local auto owner's insurance provider. At Carlson Family Insurance, they work for their clients, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their /1 goal. Give Carlson Family Insurance a call for all of your personal, farm, business, and crop insurance needs. 701-672-6002 or at cfiagency.com. Carlson Family Insurance, your auto owner's insurance agent.
Quality still matters. That's the difference. That's the Giants difference. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giants seeds in every bag. It's a snack all-star lineup. Giants seeds, cashews, and pistachios. Look for them at your favorite grocery or convenience store. Giants, go big or go home.
It feels like you're at a bigger university. Right now I won't have any debt, and I might even gain a little extra money through scholarships. There's so many job opportunities. My name is Emily, and I'm here for my future.
At OSPTI, our focus is on each individual's therapy needs, whether it be for speech, occupational, or physical therapy services. I'm Becky, a physical therapist at OSPTI, and I love being able to provide that personal care to each person that we see with clinics in Breckenridge, Hankinson, and Fergus Falls. You don't have to travel very far from home. From infants to athletes to adults, you can request OSPTI to meet your therapy goals.
Washing your car just got a whole lot cheaper. With All Seasons Car Wash Unlimited plans, you can wash your car whenever you want for as little as $33 a month. You can even wash your pet at All Seasons Car Wash. So this fall, keep your vehicle and your pet clean. Conveniently located at 1300 4th Avenue South next to Tractor Supply Company in Wahpeton. To enroll in an unlimited car wash plan, please visit allseasonscw.com.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Then and down the road. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Three Borders Sports Network, and I am Joe Schreiner. Brian Watson here to my right, and he's running the board for us tonight. We are here with the Giants Coaches Show, powered by Red River Communications, cable channel 125, and also by the City Brew here, and we are enjoying some snacks off to the side here. I went and grabbed a couple of curds in between break there. There was some left, Brian. Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be any left for you.
I'll get one.
Okay.
That's all I really need.
Well, maybe
right
Jordan
now.
will leave you. Jordan was probably down there
I'll
eating
leave you
his.
some. I got food down there already with Hannah.
Do you?
You get the VIP treatment, don't you?
Well, sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, we're joined now by Cowboys head basketball coach. That is Jordan Christensen. Jordan, you're number one. It's not your first time back here with us, but we sure appreciate you coming in and being a part of the coaches show. And congratulations on first-year head coach for the Cowboys basketball squad.
Well, thank you, and thank you for everything you guys do for football and basketball in the area.
You're welcome.
Great to see.
You're welcome. You were JV coach for how many years prior to that?
Ooh, it was won a C squad, and then up until this point, I was JV coach, I think, for 4 years.
4 years, okay. And then just taking a look here at the overall team, you got to get him to slide over a little bit here, B-Dub?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
All right, so that camera shot will work better. All right, so let's go back here a little bit, and we'll talk about the team before the season began. You've played 2 games here already, but let's take a look at the team as a whole here. You came into the game or into the season with a couple of key injuries here to a couple of key players to even start the season out, so you're already starting behind the 8 ball.
That really hurt us. I mean, Dylan Bernatis got hurt on the first play of football
season. First play.
And just horrible luck. And he's actually thinking he could be back late January, early February. He's kind of got the Breck Wap game as his target a little bit.
That's his target?
But
okay.
Hopefully, he's working hard. He's doing all sorts of stuff to get healthy. And then Dallin Ernst battled through a shoulder injury all football. Mm-hmm. And with him going on to play college football, he's going to just get that fixed. And I don't blame him for that.
I don't blame him either.
Best choice for him.
You know, and the Cowboys last year suffered without Landon Blofus there for the full year too, because he had shoulder injuries. So, so now you get one big guy back, but you lose the other big guy.
And it's good to have Landon back. He runs the floor well, and he's skilled offensively for a big and doing some good things. Once we get going in the year. It's early in the year. Once he gets more comfortable, he'll be really, really good come conference play.
Yeah, and he's not afraid to go in the middle and mix it up and do what he needs to do in there either.
Nope, he's a physical body and knows how to use it.
So let's take a look here again with the team as a whole here, Jordan. And you have Sanchez, Nito back. Blofus is returning off of his injury. Mm-hmm. So you had some pretty good seniors returning for you this year.
Yep, between Cam and Alex coming back, they played a lot of minutes for us last year. And then Damon Smith stepping up, and he's just a dead 3. And then adding Landon to that mix is really good. Even without the injuries, we're in a pretty decent spot. We're 7 deep right now, and when another kid gets back off injury, we'll be 8 deep, and then when Dylan comes back, we'll be about 9 deep. And
so there you go. So we're looking forward to a lot of good things here for the Cowboys here in the future. So stay tuned with us, folks. We might be 0-2, but we're coming on.
We'll be fine.
All right. So let's take a look here. Fergus Falls, a tough team coming in. They're a 2A school, but traditionally a pretty good basketball squad. The Cowboys fell 74-51, but Fergus Falls, you set off there, Coach. They were ready to play. They were just tuned in ready.
They were ready to play, and they had guys chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
Their coach talked to me before the game, and he's like, I'm not really sure who I should be playing. I'm going to throw a bunch of guys at you, and they sure did.
And I was just going to say that. That's what they did. I mean, they would sub 4 for 4 or 5 for 5 even sometimes. It was just the whole team went in, and he played almost his whole roster in the whole game.
I think they played like 12 guys in legitimate game time, and they were tough. Fergus is always tough. And we're in kind of an inexperienced team at this point. We've got guys playing different positions. Damon Smith hasn't had to handle the ball like this probably since the 6th grade, honestly.
Probably.
And stepping up into the playing point, and then Alex moving away from more of a post to more back to the perimeter is an adjustment, and just we're playing different guys. Landon's coming back. Joey Konzemius is stepping up and playing a big spot for us.
So let's take a look. So last night you traveled to Battle Lake and lost a tough one there by 2, 69-67. And just go ahead there and talk about that one a little bit there, Coach, and see what you have.
That was a fun atmosphere. I mean, with football, playing OTC twice,
sure.
It's the same kids, and everybody knows each other. And it started out, and it was just back and forth. They were up like 8 or 9, and then all of a sudden we're up 5 or 6 in the first half, and it was just a game of runs, and it was, I think, a 4-point game at halftime, and we come out and really struggled to start the second half. And it kind of put us in a hole, and we ended up down 11 after that, and then started to claw our way back. And we just missed a few free throws, missed a few layups, and untimely turnovers was the name of that game. But come March, hopefully we get to play them again. That would be really fun.
That'd be a fun atmosphere again, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And I think last year we hosted Battle Lake in the tournament, didn't we, in the first round?
So last year we hosted them during the regular season, and Gavin Peterson hit the 3 free throws
that's right.
in the overtime game.
Yep.
And then they came into Breck for the first round of playoffs, and I think got us by 5.
Yep, that's right. I remember they came back in for the playoffs as well. So, all right, so, Coach, coming up a week from last night, on Tuesday the 13th, you're going to travel to Border West, which is now Wheaton and
CGB. So it's Wheaton, Herman, Norcross.
Yep.
Those 3, and then Clinton, Graceville, Beardsley are all in that. So it's about 6 towns or 7 towns, I think, spread across there.
And they were able to stay in Single A even though they've combined the 2 schools.
Yep, because with Minnesota you get the bigger school's entire enrollment, and then I think you take a percentage of the school that's combining with them.
Okay.
So their numbers wouldn't probably be enough to bump them up.
And I see Border West defeated Benson by 37. They're currently 1-0, so Border West is going to be
they'll be solid. They have 2 stud guards that they're bringing back from last year that gave us issues. But I think we'll match up pretty well with Nito and Sanchez on those 2.
Okay. And that is at Border West next Tuesday night.
Yep, in Wheaton.
So that's where it'll be. So, I suppose it could be CGB, one of their locations, too.
I don't think they play
They'll
any
be
games.
all at Wheaton.
I think they're all in Wheaton.
Okay. All right. Everybody healthy. Everybody's doing well other than Dallin Ernst, and Dylan Bernatus.
Yep.
Everybody else pretty healthy.
Riggs will be coming back here, hopefully, if not Tuesday, but Thursday for when we play Holly the next week.
Okay. Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention too, Coach, and I think you'd already mentioned that Smith and your 3-point shots with him. I think I saw a quote in the paper there that you said that we got to have him burning the nets with the 3-pointer.
For us, it's an efficient shot. I mean, he's shooting 52% effective field goal percentage, and it's a shot we need him to take.
Yep.
If he's going to hit 4 a game, we will take it, and it opens up other things. At the end of the Battle Lake game, he started to figure out, they're way up in my shorts. All I got to do is give a little shot fake, get downhill, and get into the paint. And the more he plays, the more he's going to be comfortable with that. Normally, he's a catch-and-shoot guy, but once we get him going on both phases of it, it'll be better.
Good. And then I remember him last year at the WAP rec game over at the college. He started drilling those threes in the big court, and it was fun to watch.
Yep, he can really stroke it, and we need it from him.
All right, B-Dub, you got anything else here for Coach Jordan?
Easy transition from assistant to head coach?
Good question.
There's a lot of things that from the week football ended and then start practice in a week, that time frame got kind of crunched, but it's not super ridiculous transition. I mean, I did a lot of things behind the scenes too before, and it's I mean,
it can be difficult though. You don't get a break.
No,
like
that's the part.
Yeah,
that's the part that more Hannah was mad about. She's like, "Wait, basketball starts in like a week?" I'm like, "Yeah, it does."
Yeah, it's tough. You can talk to my wife about that.
and I know you've got another fan in Beckett, and Beckett's a big fan of Jordan Christensen too. So
Beckett's a good kid. I like that kid.
Good deal, and they're probably watching tonight, so we'll say hi to Bex and again wish him well. I know he wasn't feeling too well the other day.
No, he was pretty down for the count. It sounded like
there's some nasty stuff going on. So, well, when's the big wedding day?
June 9th next year.
June 9th of 23.
Yep, 23.
Right, there you go. Looks like we got a party coming.
There we go. Let's do it.
We're going to be ready for that. All right, Coach, good luck against Border West on Tuesday night, and wish you and the Cowboys well.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you again next home game there on Three Borders Sports Network. Jordan Christensen, head coach of the Cowboys basketball squad, and I think we're going to have James Bass from the Blades boys hockey team coming up next. Back after this.
Did you know that we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota? Or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/connected.
Bold Print in Wahpeton is your local provider for all of your printing and promotional needs, including custom decals, which is a great way to promote your business. Bold Print also has custom framing and unique personalized gift ideas. Don't trust your family photos to an online company. Use Bold Print for all of your custom framing and canvas printing. Give them a call today, 701-642-2188, or check them out online, useboldprint.com. Insurance is an important safety net for your family, your home, and your business. Carlson Family Insurance Agency is your local auto owner's insurance provider. At Carlson Family Insurance, they work for their clients, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their #1 goal. Give Carlson Family Insurance a call for all of your personal, farm, business, and crop insurance needs. 701-672-6002 or at cfiagency.com. Carlson Family Insurance, your auto owner's insurance agent.
Quality still matters. That's the difference. That's the Giants difference. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giants seeds in every bag. It's a snack all-star lineup. Giants seeds, cashews, and pistachios. Look for them at your favorite grocery or convenience store. Giants, go big or go home.
It feels like you're at a bigger university. Right now I won't have any debt, and I might even gain a little extra money through scholarships. There's so many job opportunities. My name is Emily, and I'm here for my future.
At OSPTI, our focus is on each individual's therapy needs, whether it be for speech, occupational, or physical therapy services. I'm Becky, a physical therapist at OSPTI, and I love being able to provide that personal care to each person that we see with clinics in Breckenridge, Hankinson, and Fergus Falls. You don't have to travel very far from home. From infants to athletes to adults, you can request OSPTI to meet your therapy goals.
Welcome back to Three Borders Sports Network, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to the Giants Coaches Show, sponsored by Giant Snacks and Seeds, and we're powered by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 125, and we are live tonight from the City Brew, downtown Wahpeton, here on 4th Avenue and 2nd Street North in downtown Wahpeton. A great atmosphere here and great food, and we are good to go.
We are rocking and rolling.
I'm Joe Schreiner, Brian Watson to my right, and now joining us here on my left is James Bass, assistant coach for the BW Blades boys hockey team. Joining us here tonight, head coach Adam Wertzema, unable to make the game or the show tonight. So, James, thanks for stepping up.
No problem. Good to see you guys again.
Good to see you again as well. Little different place. We were at the downtown studios before, I think the last time you were in, and had to make you climb the 4-step ladder to get up here, but you made it up safely.
Yeah, it's a little brighter in here. Smells a little better.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the food smells good. I told Watson when we came in tonight, I said I wasn't very hungry when we came in, but when I came in, I could smell all the food. There was a lot of people down there, and yeah, it was good.
It's a great place.
Yeah, great place here at the City Brew. They got bingo and trivia nights going on, a lot of stuff going on here at the City Brew. Hannah and the crew do a great job here. All right, Coach, again, just like the Blades girls hockey team, the boys hockey team has also played 4 games. I think the girls have played 5, I think, if Mackenzie said right, if maybe even 6, that there was one that not on her schedule, I believe. But, yeah, they played 6, she said. I've got 4 here for you guys. Is that correct?
Yep, that's correct.
So that's correct. And 4 losses. But when I look at the scores there, Coach, you played Bagley, Fosston, you played Wilmer, Becker, Big Lake, and River Lake so far. 3 home games out of that bunch. But I like what I see in the scores, overall scores. And what I mean by that, again, this as a fan, I'm looking at the scores and saying this looks a lot better than it did last year.
Definitely.
Okay, so there is some offense going on there too, but the defensive side of the puck also going well. Go ahead.
Yep, we got a good young core of defensemen, and Andrew Witeski, now a senior,
Sure,
has played really great in net. He puts in a lot of work over the summer and off season, and yeah, he shows up every night.
So Andrew Witeski's in the net for you this year. Took over after went to Crookston. I can't think of his name now.
Jared
Arnold.
Jared Arnold. Was just right on the tip of my tongue, and I missed it. Sorry about that, Jared. But he took over after Jared graduated and moved on to Crookston and playing up there at UM Crookston and doing a great job up there. But Witeski, again, doing a nice job here in the net for the Blades.
Yep.
So, defensively here for the Blades here, you're pretty happy with that, and things are going along pretty well. So what have you seen physically in the boys? Are they just getting that bigger? Are you getting deeper in the lines? What's going on there to make that happen?
So a couple things, experience, obviously. We had a big junior group last year. It's now our core group of seniors. The freshmen who've come in have been awesome. They bring a lot of energy to our practice, a lot of competition. Just great group of guys, and the seniors are doing a good job incorporating them into drills, making them feel a part of the team. So we have a really good group. And then next year we got another big group of freshmen coming in. So
that's good.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah. How deep are you now as far as numbers on the varsity squad?
So right now we got 4 forward lines.
Okay.
And we have 7 or 8 defensemen. So we're playing JV. Last year we couldn't scrape together a JV game.
All right. You didn't play very many JV games last year.
No, we didn't. And this year we've had 2 JV games. They've been really good.
Okay.
We got David Beam in net, who's played 2 really good games. We had a close game with Becker, and then we actually tied with Northern Lakes, which is a team that River Lakes, a team we struggled with in JV and varsity. So that's really promising to see.
So pretty good. And then offensively here on the offensive side of the puck, and you've gotten a total of 3 goals so far. So I think you averaged less than 1 last year.
Yep.
So you're still at that average, but I'm hoping that there's going to be more offense here coming. So what do you see here that's going to improve on the offensive side of the puck for the Blades?
Well, for one thing, running more lines, we have more legs later into the game.
There you go.
I think we're a much better skating team than we were last year. We still don't have any, big goal scorers right now. None of these seniors really carried the puck a lot growing up. They didn't get a lot of varsity time when they were 8th graders and 9th graders. So we're missing that scoring punch. That's going to be evident throughout the season. We'll see if anybody can step up and take that role. But we need to work on passing better as a team, getting up ice, just making better decisions under pressure.
So I think as the team goes along, and we talked to Josiah Brewer and Jace Johansson here at the Media Day and visited with those two guys a little bit here at Media Day, they were feeling pretty good about the season coming in. So I think we're going to see some wins. You know, last year was a tough year for the boys, 0-21 or something like that. And I'm thinking we're going to see some W's on the side of the board for them.
No, I agree. And everyone who's been to games can see that we're playing much better. You know, we played Wilmer in a close game.
Mm-hmm.
And last year they got double digits on us. So we're playing better as a team. I think the atmosphere in the locker room is a lot better, more positive.
That's
going
a big
into games.
part too, isn't it? Yep. All right, so just taking a look at your schedule here, Coach. I didn't put the whole schedule down, but you've got a lot of home games.
We do.
Yeah,
Yep,
so a
it's
lot of
nice.
home games. So that's nice to be at home too.
Definitely.
So you got a few more home games here before Christmas, I would assume.
Yep.
And things are looking good. And so right now, I don't think you've played any conference games or that
No,
I don't see any on the schedule anyway.
Yep. This coming Friday will be our first section and conference game
Against
with the
Northern Lakes.
Yep.
And right now, Northern Lakes, where are they at? And I don't even have them on there. So, there they are. They're 1-0 so far. So.
Yep.
Well, that's good. Coach, you got anything else for Coach Bass?
No, I just curious. What's hockey like at the youth level? Like, how in touch are you guys as far as like what's coming up, as far as bantams, things like that, to just kind of get a gauge of what's out there maybe in the future if there's a couple up and comers who you can't wait to get your hands on, something like that.
So Coach Horstma is very involved with the youth program. Throughout the summer, we ran some off-ice training, and we involved bantams, peewees, girls players. We had pretty good turnout for those younger levels. He's involved with some of their practices. I know last year he was on the ice with them almost weekly in the mornings, just getting them accustomed to things, bringing them up on the high school systems, the things he wants to see in their skating. I know that he's very interested in this next group we have coming up.
Yeah.
So he's
That's good. That's good.
Good to
It's
hear.
good to be in touch, just like you are.
Yeah, there's some up and comers for sure. So,
Yeah. It's good to be there. Anything else you got, Coach, you want to talk about tonight?
Just want to say thank you to everybody who's coming out to our games so far. We've been blessed with some really good crowds over the last couple of years, even when the games have been going well.
Yeah.
And I think this year we'll be seeing some better hockey on the
I
ice.
think you will too. Yep, I think you will too. All right, Assistant Coach James Bass here with the BW Blades boys hockey team, and I appreciate you coming in, Coach.
Yeah, you guys have a great night.
All right, we'll see you again, I'm sure. All right, James Bass, Assistant Coach for the BW Blades boys hockey team. And I'm going to be talking to none other than my partner here, Brian Watson, coming up next here, head coach of the Lady Huskies. And we'll talk soon, right after this.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Egeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Then and down the road. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices?
Since 1987, Red River Valley and Western Railroad has served North Dakota and Minnesota with over 500 miles of track. Red River Valley and Western handles shipping, freight car repair, storage options, and now transload services. With over 30 years of experience in the railroad industry, they know dependable service is what you strive for. Red River Valley and Western is proud to be a part of the community since 1987.
At Interstate Engineering, our business is about connections. We connect people to water, communities to counties, and counties to the rest of the world. Our work connects main streets to interstates, and yesterday with the potential of tomorrow. With over 40 years of connecting, our experience and expertise are thanks to the clients we have earned, the trust we have built, and the connections we have made. Interstate Engineering, the professionals you need, the people you trust. At Interstate Engineering, our business is about connections.
Quality still matters. That's the difference. That's the Giants difference. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giants seeds in every bag. It's a snack all-star lineup. Giants seeds, cashews, and pistachios. Look for them at your favorite grocery or convenience store. Giants, go big or go home.
Welcome back to the Three Borders Sports Network Coaches Show. The Giants Coaches Show.
Push the wrong button there.
It is. That's okay. That you can do that once in a while.
I'm the producer.
You can do whatever you want,
I
man.
can get through it, Joe.
I'll let you push buttons all you want, man. I'll just come along for the ride.
Yep.
Brian Watson, head coach of the Lady Huskies, joins me now, and also my producer here. But Brian, we're going to talk Lady Husky basketball for the first game of the year, and that was last night.
It's about time. I'm excited. I'm ready to get rolling.
It's a fun time of the year, and especially like you and Coach Ralph said earlier, when you start out 1-0 instead of 0-1, it makes it a lot easier.
I'll take a win anytime. I mean, and to get that first one right off the bat, I think that's good. You know, in the past we've had some pretty tough competition early, and Horace was kind of an unknown deal. You know, we didn't know what we're going to get. We kind of knew what they had. We knew they had some size and some girls who could shoot it, but you never know until you get on the floor. We saw them play at the JV level last year, but they're a totally different team than they were last year.
Yeah, I know, and I'm not trying to give away secrets here behind the scenes, but behind the scenes, you and I talked several times about this game and the upcoming thoughts that you had on it. And some of the things that you had seen in the volleyball court with this Horace team, they had a pretty good volleyball squad. And a lot of these girls played volleyball for Horace, and they were back out on the court. So you were a little bit worried about that. Again, that was kind of an off-the-record thing, but you were tentative for sure.
Well, I mean, I just think that basketball is a winter sport. You have volleyball; it's a fall sport, and I think for those girls, they got a chance to experience some varsity level athletics, okay? And I think that's half of it.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to understand that, the JV speed of a game is different than a varsity speed of a game. And to be able to get that early, even though it's in a different sport, that helps, having that experience and, going through the course of a match or game or whatever and being up, being down and trying to figure out, what composure is for a young player and getting that experience ahead of basketball for all those girls that played volleyball for Horace. I think that really helped, and I think it showed. I think it showed throughout the course of the game. We got them down, not early, but by halftime we had a nice sizable lead. Not that
I think it was 13.
No lead safe, but you could see that it really didn't bother them at all. So, and I think that
Yeah, they had one junior there, and the rest were all sophomores and below.
Right, and I think having that volleyball experience really helped those girls.
Yeah, so it was a good game last night. The Lady Huskies come out victorious, 76-67. Brian and we talked about it in the post-game show. Just the defensive pressure that you had there, and you came out in a full court press. I think it was a 1-2-1-1 or something like you just kind of shook it up a little bit.
We went through a couple of them just to see what was going to stick, and then we found one that stuck. And we tried to apply some pressure to them to not let them be comfortable and get into what they've worked on. First game of the season, there's a lot of stuff that has to work out, and you got players who aren't used to some of that pressure. And for the most part, we were able to turn them over and get some points out of it. I think they had 35 turnovers, and we ended up with, I think we had 28 points off of those 35 turnovers. So that was huge for us. We didn't shoot particularly well. We were 0 for the day behind the three-point line. I think overall we shot 29%.
Yeah, that's the one point I was going to make. You did not have a three-point shot.
No, we didn't make a three-point basket. They made 9. And that's what really kept them in the game. Them able to be able to knock down some of those outside shots. And like I had said, they've got some girls who can shoot it, and if we leave them open, they're going to make it. They're not afraid to shoot it, and they did that. And but I think our ability to turn them over really offset some of that offensive firepower that they had.
The turnovers were huge, like you said, 35, 36, whatever you had there of them. Turned into some points for the Lady Huskies. It was huge. I know on media day, and I go back to it again, I talked to your three seniors, Emma Bonches, Abby Brunson, and McKenna Kumo, and the three of them to a T, all three said we got to play better defense this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we've talked about. We talked about it earlier, being able to score points, and we scored over 70 points several times last year, and we didn't win very many of those games, and that's frustrating as a coach. And game one last year, we put 78 on the board, and if you'd asked me before that game, hey, if you guys are going to put 78 up, what do you think about that? I think we're going to win. We're going to win by a lot. And but that didn't happen. We lost by 2. And, that was kind of what happened to us last year. We had the ability to score. I think we still have some of that ability to score. We might have to do it in some different ways. But we're going to have to get stops, and we're going to have to turn people over. If we don't get these turnovers in this game, we don't win this game. So the ability to turn a team over and get points off of them, that's something that we're going to have to do. Our defense must get better. We talked about, learning from each game, whether you win it or lose it. And today we went through some defensive things. Some girls weren't very happy about some of the things that they had to do today.
Sure,
but we have to, and we have to want to do it. And if we're not going to want to do it, then it's going to be difficult for us. Because the EDC is just a tough conference, top to bottom, and there are going to be no easy games for us.
Yeah, there's nothing easy coming. But I'm going to go back again, Coach. I mentioned her name the other night or last night after the post-game show. Maya Max did a nice job coming off the bench for you. You had stellar performances by Scout and by Emma and Hallie Miller stepping into the starting role this year for you. And McKenna Kumo got in foul trouble in the first half, but she still came back, scored double digits. So those four were all 4 in double digits. And then Matea Lundberg was 6, and she also had some rebounds and some good defensive plays as well.
Let's talk about Maya first. Maya got a lot of time on the varsity floor last year, just as a freshman, as a sophomore. And now coming into this year, she's gonna spend a little bit more time on the floor, but it's just trying to figure out how we're gonna use her. And she can do a lot of different things. Sometimes she just needs to settle down a little bit. But for the first time out this year, having 5 assists, if you'd asked me for the game, I wouldn't think that we would get that from her. I thought we'd get it from a different spot. But to get 5 assists out of her, to get 5 rebounds out of her, and then 2 steals, but then the other one are 4 deflections. So those deflections turn into steals for other people.
Yep.
And Maya's got some quickness, and she can fly around out there, can get her hands on some balls, and that's what we need. And for her to do that the first game out is good. I think hopefully she can build on that and get some things going offensively too, because I know that she can score out in transition. Had a transition bucket last night. And we're going to look for things from her. And then to have 4 girls in double figures, that's big for us. That's what we need. We need multiple scorers, because as of right now, if you look at the makeup of our team, I don't think we're going to have the scoring off our bench that we had last year. We had Emma on the bench last year, and I think that was really key for us to be able to get those points off the bench. It allowed us to mix some things up with girls. When we got in foul trouble, she could go in for a guard, she could go in for a post, whatever, and we didn't lose a lot of scoring. Now we're a little bit different team. Emma starts, and if we get in foul trouble, things are a little bit different, and we have to kind of mix it up a little bit. We were in a little bit of foul trouble last night. Coach Goulon, who was filling in for Coach Brewer, did a good job subbing girls in and out and working his magic there. And we've got a lot of pieces, and to have those 4 girls in double figures, I think is good. We kind of know what we're going to get from Scout, and we expect to get some scoring this year out of Emma again after doing it off the bench. And Kumo, well, we know what she can do as well, and then Hallie is kind of the unknown factor, trying to fill in, for Lydia Model, who we lost to a transfer, having to step in as a sophomore and trying to figure out all the things that we do in a short period of time. Even though she played JV last year, but again, the speed of the JV game and the varsity game, it's different. And you saw that maybe early in the game for her.
Yep.
But as the game went on, she was able to pick up and make the adjustment and played well.
I noticed it in the second half.
Yeah, 7 of 7 from the free throw line. I'll take that from my point guard every single night.
Yep.
Emma was 10 of 11 from the line. You know, us doing those things that we do, getting to the line, putting some teams in foul trouble. You know, that's kind of our MO. And then, down the road, I think we'll get some of those outside shots to fall. We did late in the season last year in the 2 playoff games that we played in the ADC. We shot it really well from behind the arc. And hopefully we can get that going. And I think for us, it's going to be a matter of trying to be a little more patient. We looked a little rushed at times on offense. We try to move before we need to, things like that. Sometimes, standing is okay, and so we can space the floor and we can get some gaps to drive into and things like that. But that'll come. We're still a young team.
Yeah.
We've got sophomores on the floor, and some girls who haven't played a lot of varsity ball. Even though we have those 3 seniors, we're still kind of a young team.
All right, so here's one name I want to mention. Hallie Miller was going to be one of them, but the other one was going to be Abby Brunson. Abby come in off the bench for you, Coach, gave you key defensive moments, and she even said that in the media day interview that I did with her. She said herself that she said, I'm not going to score a lot of points, but I got to play defense for my team and help my team, and she came in and did that.
Well, that's a senior understanding her role. She played 17 minutes last night and just got in there and did stuff that we needed her to do.
Yep.
I mean, it's all little stuff.
Yep.
She had an open shot that she missed. I really was hoping for that shot to go in. It was a good look for her. It's like it's her shot. It's a shot that she can make, and she's going to get more opportunities like that. But we need someone this year to come in off the bench and give us good solid minutes. Don't turn the ball over. Play solid defense. Get us a few rebounds here and there, and then come out. And then go back in and do the same thing. Mm-hmm. And I think that Abby's going to be able to do that. And Maya's going to be able to do that. And Leah DeVries, same thing, did a good job last night coming in. And, just taking care of the ball. We didn't have a lot of we had 15 turnovers. We're trying to stay under 12. And, we took pretty good care of the ball. And, Via, who came in off the bench, Olivia Hansen, Leah DeVries, and Abby, those guys did a great job.
Yeah, they did.
And it's a good team atmosphere. I think we have a solid group of girls. And going down the road, it may be, hey, maybe this girl plays a little bit more in this game, and maybe this girl plays a little bit more in this game. But I think they all understand their role, and at least early here. And it may change down the road, but I think they all get it. Like Coach Imdek said, being selfless and just going out there and just doing your job and not worrying about scoring points or, not worrying about how much you play or whatever. And I think we have a good group of girls who make up a great team, and I think we're going to try and work together and see what we can do on the court.
You mentioned Olivia Hansen. I wanted to she took a couple of threes last night and unfortunately missed them, but she did win the three-point contest, defeating Caden Hockert in the finals. But she can shoot the three for you, and I expect to see some go through the net for her.
Yeah, we tried to purposely run some stuff.
Sorry, Caden Hockert.
Well, I'm not sorry. I mean, he got beat.
He got beat. Excuse me.
We tried to run some stuff specifically for Via last night. And again, it's early in the season, and there were times where we just couldn't get into it or we just didn't run it right. So she did end up getting a couple looks, but unfortunately they didn't go in, and some were rushed. And kind of not being comfortable or not being in the right position and getting your hands and feet ready before you get the ball. And there's just a lot of things going on in girls' minds right now. Way before they get the ball, and I think that affects some of the plays sometimes, because the wheels are still spinning of where I need to be, and I need to do this, and so I think as the season goes on, they'll relax, they'll calm down, the game will slow down for them. I think it's still very, very fast for some of the younger girls, and I think once we get a couple games under our belt, things will start to slow down, and you'll see some of those shots that we're missing go in, because we missed a lot of other shots in other areas that we normally make.
Mm-hmm.
Scout had some that she's leaving short. Hallie missed a couple in there. Emma missed a couple. Just leaving them short. And like I said, it's just a matter of the game slowing down and these guys catching their breath too. It was a fast-paced game there for a while.
It was high pace. All right, congratulations to the Lady Huskies on their win last night. And Friday night, Coach, you're heading off to Valley City. Tough place to play.
Not one of my favorite places to go, and we're gonna go there early, which is okay. But they have a bad taste in their mouth for us because we knocked them out last year.
Yeah, you guys did.
Yeah, so I think there's going to be some revenge factor there. They went up to Devil's Lake on Tuesday
lost by 20.
and lost, but they played well in that game. I don't think the final score is indicative of how well they played.
Okay.
Devil's Lake's a team that presses, and Valley pressed the entire game. So we're going to have to be ready for that. And like I said, I think they're going to come after us. They want to prove that, hey, we're good too, even though you guys went to state and you knocked us out last year.
Mm-hmm.
We want to try and prove to you that we're good and ready this year, and we're going to have to go in there ready to play. We have to forget about Horace, and like I said earlier, there are no easy games in the EDC, and that is a really hard road trip, and it is a tough place to play.
Yeah, it's not as bad as traveling to Devil's Lake.
No,
but,
that's number one on the list. And,
on your list, anyway.
And mine, for sure.
All right, B-Dub, what do you say we wrap this one up here? We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and wrap it up. But again, congratulations to you and the Lady Huskies on your victory last night against West Fargo Horace.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll be right back.
Quality still matters. That's the difference. That's the Giants difference. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giant seeds in every bag. It's a snack all-star lineup. Giant seeds, cashews, and pistachios. Look for them at your favorite grocery or convenience store. Giants, go big or go home.
Did you know that we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota? Or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/connecting.
All right, welcome back to the Three Borders Sports Network and the Giants Coaches Show, powered by Red River Communications, and also brought to you by the City Brew here live downtown Wahpeton, 2nd Avenue and 4th Street. And I think I said 4th Avenue and 2nd Street earlier.
Who knows?
What did I say?
I'm not sure. I've got stuff going on
I know.
over here. I'm not trying to keep track
Okay,
of what you're saying.
I didn't put my glasses on for this, so I'm going to try and do this with arm's length here. Kate Lakowitzer, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but she's here for music on December 15th. Rick Adams is here on the 22nd. Aaron Simmons is here on the 29th. Excuse me, I think I got those dates backwards there. Rick Adams is here on the 15th.
Put your glasses on.
No, they got the dates on top of the names.
Okay.
I thought it was the other way around.
All right.
Anyway, they got a lot of musical talent coming in, and for the month of December, check out the posters here, check out their website, and also the bingo and trivia as well.
There you go. First bingo, I got to get a gift.
You got to win that first bingo, man.
Yep. Well, she's probably watching. Now she's going to know if I win. So.
Just get her a trip to Cancun or something.
Oh, my God. Don't put ideas in her head.
She's going, yes, Joe.
Yeah.
I know. All right, B-Dub, again, we're first coaches show here the winter season. I think it went pretty well. A lot of local teams, both Husky teams off to a win.
Yeah.
The Breckenridge Cowgirls 3-0.
Yeah.
The Cowboys almost got a win last night against Battle Lake. And the Blades girls hockey team doing well. The wrestling team doing well. Gymnastics is doing well. And we'll have Grace Brandt on someday here coming up.
Yeah, winter's a busy season, and right now, a lot of the teams are off to a good start. So let's hope we can keep it going, have a good Christmas, and get things started off good in the new year too as well.
Yeah, so we'll be here next week. Next Wednesday night, we'll be here at the City Brew. You can hear the crowd down below us, and they're having a good time down there. We'll be here next Wednesday, the third Wednesday of the month. We are not able to be here, but that'll be every month. So the third Wednesday of January and the third Wednesday of February, we will not be here, but we'll be here just about every other Wednesday. Well, I don't think we're here the Wednesday between Christmas and New Year's.
We probably won't do that one.
Yep. So anything else you got?
No, it's been a good.
What are you sporting here? What is that?
Well, if my dad's watching, he'll be happy.
All right,
This is my high school logo.
Sir James, there it is.
There you go, Peoria Manual Rams.
The Rams.
That's right.
Okay.
You better know it.
Okay.
All right.
Was that the colors too?
Yeah. This is
Same as Three Borders Sports Network?
This is game issue right here.
Look at you.
I know.
How'd you get so special?
Well, my dad's got the hookup. So.
Oh, okay. All right, Sir James, thank you very much. All right, again, everybody have a safe holiday season and shop local here. We'd appreciate that too as well. And for Brian Watson, I'm Joe Schreiner, Three Borders Sports Network Giants Coaches Show. Good night, everybody.